The Seven Wonders of the Ancient World. The Seven Wonders of the Ancient World are a collection of remarkable structures and monuments from classical antiquity. They were considered to be architectural and artistic masterpieces. Of the Seven Wonders of the Ancient World, only one, the Great Pyramids of Giza, still exists. Number 1. The Great Pyramid of Giza, located in Egypt. This enormous structure was built as a tomb for the pharaoh Khufu, and is the only wonder still in existence today. The Great Pyramid of Giza is the oldest and largest of the three pyramids in the Giza Pyramid Complex, located just outside Cairo, Egypt. It was built as a tomb for the pharaoh Khufu, also known as Cheops, of the 4th dynasty of the Old Kingdom of Egypt. The construction is believed to have taken place over a period of around 20 years, from around 2560 BC to 2540 BC. The pyramid is an impressive feat of engineering, with a base of more than 13 acres and a height of 147 meters, 481 feet. It is made up of over 2 million blocks of limestone, each weighing between 2 and 70 tons. It is estimated that the total weight of the pyramid is around 6.5 million tons. The blocks were quarried from nearby sites and transported to the pyramid site by sleds, rollers, and boats. The pyramid's interior contains 3 chambers, one above the other, accessed via a long, narrow corridor. The lower chamber was unfinished and may have been intended as a burial chamber for Khufu's queen. The middle chamber contains an empty sarcophagus, while the upper chamber, known as the King's Chamber, contains a large granite sarcophagus, though it is unclear whether Khufu was buried in it. The Great Pyramid has long fascinated people and has been the subject of many theories and legends. Its precise purpose and the methods used to construct it remain a subject of debate among historians and archaeologists. However, it is widely believed to have served as a tomb for Khufu, and to have been constructed using the labor of tens of thousands of workers. Today, the pyramid remains one of the most recognizable and iconic structures in the world, and it attracts millions of visitors each year. Number 2. The Hanging Gardens of Babylon is one of the most legendary and mysterious of the 7 wonders of the ancient world. It is believed to have been in the ancient city of Babylon, which is now in modern-day Iraq. According to ancient texts, the gardens were built by the Babylonian king Nebuchadnezzar II in the 6th century BC for his wife, who was homesick for the lush gardens of her homeland. The gardens were said to have been an impressive feat of engineering, with a series of terraces, each supported by pillars and arches, that rose to a height of around 75 feet, 23 meters. The gardens were said to have been irrigated using a complex system of pumps and canals that drew water from the nearby Euphrates River. They were said to have contained a wide variety of trees, plants, and flowers, including exotic species from all over the world, and were known for their beauty and fragrance. Despite their fame, the Hanging Gardens of Babylon have never been definitively located, and it is unclear whether they existed or were simply a legend. Some historians believe that they may have been destroyed by earthquakes, while others believe that they may have been destroyed by invading armies. Regardless of whether they were real or not, the Hanging Gardens of Babylon have captured the imagination of people for centuries. Likewise, the beauty and engineering would have been truly remarkable if they did indeed exist. Number 3. The Temple of Artemis at Ephesus was an ancient Greek temple located in the city of Ephesus, in what is now modern-day Turkey. It was one of the largest and most impressive temples of the ancient world. It was dedicated to the Greek goddess Artemis, also known as Diana in Roman mythology, who was the goddess of the hunt, wild animals, childbirth, and fertility. The temple was first built in the 6th century BC but was destroyed and rebuilt several times over the centuries. The most famous version of the temple was built in the 4th century BC by the Greek architect Chersiphron and was renowned for its size and beauty. It was over 100 meters, 328 feet, long and had more than 100 columns, each of which was over 18 meters, 60 feet, tall. The temple was also decorated with impressive sculptures and works of art, containing the famous statue of Artemis that was said to have been made by the Greek sculptor Praxiteles. The temple was a major pilgrimage site for people throughout the ancient world, and it was believed to have possessed healing powers. Unfortunately, the Temple of Artemis at Ephesus was destroyed several times over the centuries. First by the Cimmerians in the 7th century BC, then by the Lydians, and finally by the Goths in the 3rd century AD. Today, only a few fragments of the temple's ruins remain, but they serve as a testament to the impressive architectural and artistic achievements of the ancient Greeks. Number 4. The statue of Zeus at Olympia was an enormous statue of the Greek god Zeus. This statue was located in the Temple of Zeus at Olympia, in what is now modern-day Greece. It was one of the 7 wonders of the ancient world and was regarded as one of the greatest works of Greek sculpture. The statue was commissioned by the Hellenes, who were the people of Olympia. It was created by the Greek sculptor Phidias in the 5th century BC. It was made of ivory and gold and stood over 12 meters, 40 feet, tall. The statue depicted Zeus sitting on a throne, wearing a crown of olive leaves, and holding a scepter in his left hand and a statue of the goddess of victory, Nike, in his right hand. The statue was housed in a temple that was built specifically to contain it, and it was surrounded by other works of art and treasures. The temple was one of the largest and most impressive in Greece, and it was a major pilgrimage site for people throughout the ancient world. Unfortunately, the statue and the temple were destroyed during the 5th century AD, likely because of an earthquake or a fire. Today, only a few fragments of the statue remain, including parts of the throne and the base. However, the statue of Zeus at Olympia remains an important symbol of ancient Greek art and culture, and it is still celebrated as one of the greatest works of sculpture ever created. Number 5. The Mausoleum at Halicarnassus was an ancient tomb located in the city of Halicarnassus, which is now in modern-day Turkey. It was built in the 4th century BC for Mausolus, the ruler of Caria, and his wife and sister, Artemisia II. The mausoleum was a massive structure that stood over 45 meters, 148 feet, tall and was decorated with intricate sculptures and reliefs. The tomb was designed by the Greek architects Satyros and Pythias and was thought of as one of the greatest architectural achievements of the ancient world. The mausoleum was made of marble and was surrounded by a series of colonnades and terraces. The tomb itself was housed in the center of the building and was decorated with elaborate reliefs depicting scenes from Greek mythology and the life of Mausolus. After the death of Mausolus, his wife Artemisia II continued to oversee the construction of the tomb, and it was completed several years later. The mausoleum became a major tourist attraction and was visited by people from throughout the ancient world. Unfortunately, the mausoleum at Halicarnassus was destroyed by a series of earthquakes over the centuries, and today only a few fragments of the structure remain. However, the mausoleum remains an important symbol of the artistic and architectural achievements of the ancient Greeks, and its influence can still be seen in the design of many buildings and monuments today. Number 6. The Colossus of Rhodes was an enormous statue of the Greek god Helios that was located on the island of Rhodes, in what is now modern-day Greece. It was built in the 3rd century BC to celebrate the victory of Rhodes over the ruler of Cyprus, and it stood for only 56 years before it was destroyed by an earthquake. The statue was designed by the Greek sculptor Chares of Lindos, who spent 12 years building it. It was made of bronze and stood over 30 meters, 98 feet, tall, making it one of the tallest statues of the ancient world. The Colossus depicted Helios, the Greek god of the sun, standing with one foot on each side of the harbor of Rhodes, holding a torch in one hand and a spear in the other. The statue was a major tourist attraction and was visited by people from throughout the ancient world. It was also considered to be one of the greatest works of Greek sculpture, and its influence can still be seen in the design of many buildings and monuments today. Unfortunately, the Colossus of Rhodes was destroyed in 226 BC by an earthquake that toppled the statue and left it lying in pieces on the ground. Despite attempts to rebuild the statue, it was never fully restored, and today only a few fragments of the Colossus remain. However, the Colossus of Rhodes remains an important symbol of the artistic and architectural achievements of the ancient Greeks, and its influence can still be seen in the design of many modern structures. Number 7. The Lighthouse of Alexandria was an ancient lighthouse located on the island of Pharos, in what is now modern-day Egypt. It was built in the 3rd century BC and was deemed as one of the 7 wonders of the ancient world. The lighthouse was commissioned by the ruler of Egypt, Ptolemy I, and was designed by the Greek architect Sostratus of Cnidus. It was a massive structure that stood over 100 meters, 330 feet, tall and was made of white marble. The lighthouse was decorated with statues and reliefs, and it was topped by a mirror that reflected the light of a fire at its summit, making it visible for many miles out to sea. The Lighthouse of Alexandria was an important aid to navigation for sailors and was believed to be one of the greatest engineering achievements of the ancient world. It was also a major tourist attraction and was visited by people from throughout the ancient world. Unfortunately, the Lighthouse of Alexandria was destroyed by a series of earthquakes in the 14th century AD, and today only a few fragments of the structure remain. However, the lighthouse remains an important symbol of the engineering and architectural achievements of the ancient world. Its influence can still be seen in the design of many modern lighthouses and navigational aids. So, the 7 wonders of the ancient world are: the Great Pyramid of Giza, the Hanging Gardens of Babylon, the Temple of Artemis, the statue of Zeus at Olympia, the Mausoleum at Halicarnassus, the Colossus of Rhodes, and lastly the Lighthouse of Alexandria. If you like this video, hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. Thank you for watching.